First contact surprise. Captain Sarah Reeves stood at the bridge of the ESS Curiosity, her eyes fixed on the swirling anomaly that had appeared at the edge of the Kuiper Belt. After 15 years of deep space exploration, humanity had grown accustomed to being alone among the stars. That was about to change. Energy signatures stabilizing. Lieutenant James Wong reported, his fingers dancing across the holographic interface. Whatever's coming through, it's big. The anomaly pulsed with colors that shouldn't exist in normal space, then collapsed inward. In its place hung a vessel that defied conventional physics, a massive structure of interconnected crystalline spheres that seemed to phase in and out of reality. Multiple attempts at communication detected. Communications Officer Maria Santos announced, "They're trying every frequency we know, plus some we don't." Sarah straightened her uniform. First contact protocols. People, let's show them humanity's best face. But before Maria could establish a connection, Sarah felt something brush against her consciousness, a presence vast and ancient, curious and calculating. The sensation wasn't invasive. Rather, it felt like standing at the edge of an ocean, feeling the gentle lap of waves against her mind. Captain, Dr. Victor Chen, their xenobiologist, called out urgently, "I'm detecting unusual neural activity across the entire crew. Whatever they are, they're not just trying to communicate through our technology." Sarah realized with startling clarity that the aliens were telepathic. More surprisingly, she could sense them back. "They're confused," she said, drawing strange looks from her crew. They expected something different. The alien presence intensified, not with aggression but with growing interest. Images began flooding Sarah's mind. Other species encountered throughout the galaxy, all with similar capabilities, all part of a vast community connected through thought and consciousness. They're part of something called the collective, Sarah translated for her crew, the knowledge somehow flowing naturally into her understanding. A federation of telepathic species. They've been watching us for centuries, waiting for us to develop. The alien vessel suddenly emitted a pulse of energy that washed over the Curiosity. Instead of damage, it left behind awakening. One by one, the crew gasped as their minds opened to new awareness. "This is impossible," Dr. Chen whispered, staring at his readings. "Our brains are rewiring themselves in real time. Neural pathways that were dormant are activating. It's like we're remembering how to do something we've always known." The alien presence radiated satisfaction. Through their newfound connection, Sarah understood. Humanity hadn't been ignored by the galactic community. They had been waiting for us to mature. The ability had always been there, buried in our DNA, waiting for the right moment. "They're inviting us to join them," Sarah announced, feeling the weight of the moment. "Not just our ship, but all of humanity. We're being offered membership in the collective." But as the crew's abilities grew stronger, Sarah sensed something else through their connection. Surprise from their alien observers. Human minds were different, more adaptable, more innovative. Where other species took generations to master their abilities, humans were already forming spontaneous mental networks, sharing thoughts and emotions with an ease that shocked their visitors. "Captain," James called out, his voice tight with excitement, "I'm picking up similar reports from Earth. Whatever they did, it's spreading. People everywhere are awakening." Sarah felt the truth of it through her expanding awareness. Humanity wasn't just joining the galactic community. They were about to change it forever. Through their connection, the aliens shared one final message. "Welcome, children of Earth. You are more ready than we could have imagined." As the Curiosity's crew grappled with their newfound abilities, Sarah realized this was just the beginning. Humanity had spent centuries looking to the stars, wondering if we were alone. Now they knew the truth. They weren't just part of a larger community. They were about to become one of its most remarkable members. "Send word to Earth," Sarah ordered, a smile playing at her lips. "Tell them everything. The universe is about to get very interesting." The alien vessel pulsed with patterns of light, a gesture Sarah somehow knew meant respect and anticipation. Humanity's age of isolation was over. Their age of wonders was about to begin. The Awakening. 3 months after first contact, the United Earth Assembly convened in an unprecedented session. The Grand Hall in Geneva hummed with both spoken and unspoken conversations as representatives from every nation gathered to address humanity's rapid transformation. Dr. Maya Patel, the newly appointed head of the Global Telepathic Research Initiative, stood at the podium. Behind her, holographic displays showed real-time data from around the world. The spreading wave of awakened abilities, the spontaneous formation of mental networks, and most surprisingly, the unprecedented innovations emerging from human collective consciousness. Within 12 weeks, Maya began, her voice steady despite the weight of her words, over 40% of Earth's population has manifested telepathic abilities. The rate of awakening is accelerating, and with it, our understanding of these capabilities is evolving beyond anything our visitors anticipated. In the audience, delegates from the collective watched with a mixture of awe and concern. Their crystalline forms sparkled under the chamber's lights as they communicated among themselves in patterns of thought that humans were just beginning to decode. Unlike other species, Maya continued, humans aren't simply developing telepathy. We're creating something new. Our neural networks are forming spontaneous connections not just between individuals, but across entire communities. We're seeing the emergence of what we're calling collective innovation hubs, groups of minds working in perfect synchronization to solve problems that have puzzled us for centuries. Holographic images shifted to show the results. New clean energy systems developed by mentally linked teams of scientists. Medical breakthroughs achieved through shared consciousness between doctors and patients. Environmental restoration projects guided by unprecedented understanding of complex ecosystems. Ambassador Xylith, the collective's primary representative, rose to speak. Their crystalline form resonated with harmonics that translated directly into thought. Your progress is remarkable, they acknowledged, but it brings concerns. No species has ever developed abilities at this rate. Some within the collective fear the implications. Dr. Victor Chen, now Earth's leading xenobiologist and telepathic researcher, stepped forward. We understand your concerns, he responded, both verbally and mentally. But humanity's greatest strength has always been our ability to adapt and innovate. We're not just using these abilities, we're reimagining what they can do. To demonstrate, Victor initiated a connection with the entire assembly. Thousands of minds, both human and alien, found themselves linked in a vast network of shared consciousness. But unlike the collective's careful, structured connections, this was something organic, dynamic, and distinctly human. Through the connection, they shared not just thoughts but possibilities. Humans weren't content to simply read minds or share memories. They were learning to merge consciousness itself, creating temporary group minds that could perceive and solve problems from countless perspectives simultaneously. This is what we offer the collective, Maya explained as the connection faded. Not just another telepathic species, but a new way of thinking about consciousness itself. The alien delegates buzzed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Humanity's approach was unprecedented, challenging assumptions about telepathic development that had stood for millennia. But before the discussion could continue, an urgent message rippled through both human and alien consciousness. At the edge of the solar system, something was emerging from hyperspace, a vast fleet of ships unlike anything the collective had seen before. The nomad consciousness. Xylith transmitted, their thoughts tinged with alarm. A legend among our people. A civilization that supposedly transcended physical form eons ago. They were said to watch the galaxy's development from beyond normal space. If they've returned. Maya felt the ripple of concern through the human network, but also something else. Excitement, curiosity, determination. Humanity had spent less than 3 months with their new abilities, but they'd already revolutionized their understanding of consciousness itself. Whatever these nomads represented, threat or opportunity, Earth would face it with their unique blend of innovation and adaptability. "Well," Maya said, a slight smile playing at her lips, "it seems the galaxy has more surprises in store for all of us. Shall we go say hello?" The human telepathic network hummed with anticipation. They had already surpassed every expectation the collective had for them. Now they would show the galaxy what humanity could really do when faced with the impossible. Council's challenge. The Nomad fleet hung at the edge of the solar system like a constellation of impossible geometries. Their ships, if they could be called ships, existed in multiple dimensions simultaneously, leaving afterimages in the human mind that sparked new understanding of spacetime itself. Aboard the ESS Curiosity, now serving as humanity's primary contact vessel, Captain Sarah Reeves faced the assembled holographic representatives of the Collective Council. The ship's neural interface chamber hummed with energy as it maintained connections across light years of space. "The Nomad's return changes everything," declared High Counselor Zix, their crystalline form shifting with anxiety. They were the first to achieve collective consciousness, and the first to transcend physical form. Their appearance now, just as humanity manifests unprecedented abilities, cannot be coincidence. Which is precisely why, another counselor interjected, humanity must be tested. Their development is too rapid, too unpredictable. The stability of the galaxy is at stake. Sarah felt Earth's collective consciousness ripple with amusement through their network. After 3 months of sharing minds, humans had developed a rather different perspective on stability and predictability. "We accept your challenge," Sarah responded, both verbally and mentally. "But we'll approach it our way." The Council's test was traditional, a demonstration of telepathic control, power, and discipline. Each new species faced it before being granted full membership in the galactic community, but humanity had never been good at following traditional paths. Dr. Maya Patel stepped forward, her consciousness seamlessly linked with Sarah's. "Instead of showing you what we can do alone, we'll show you what we can do together. Not just humans, all of us." Before the Council could object, humanity's neural network expanded, not aggressively, but with an open invitation that rippled across space. Through the Curiosity's enhanced systems, they extended their unique form of collective consciousness to everyone present. Council members, collective representatives, and even reached toward the watching nomads. The effect was immediate and unprecedented. Where the collective's telepathic connections were structured and hierarchical, humanity's network was organic, adaptable, and fundamentally transformative. Species that had never been able to directly share consciousness found themselves linked in ways their traditional telepathy had never achieved. Through the connection, humanity shared their perspective, not just their thoughts, but their way of thinking. Their ability to question, to imagine, to reshape ideas, and recombine them in new ways. Their gift for finding connections where none seemed to exist. "This is impossible," one of the council members transmitted, their thoughts tinged with wonder. "Our species have tried to achieve this level of connection for millennia." "Because you tried to perfect your existing methods," Maya explained. "We looked for new ones. Humanity's greatest strength isn't our power or our discipline. It's our creativity. Our ability to take what exists and transform it into something new." The Nomad fleet shifted, their multidimensional forms rippling with what felt like approval. Through the expanded network, their first direct communication reached every mind present. "This is what we have waited for. Not merely the development of power, but the emergence of transformation. Humanity does not simply use consciousness. They'd reimagine it. They do not simply connect minds. They create new ways of being connected." The council chamber erupted in a chaos of thoughts and emotions. The implications were staggering. Humanity hadn't just passed their test. They'd rendered it obsolete. They weren't just joining the galactic community. They were showing it new possibilities for connection and growth. Sarah felt the shock waves of realization rippling through the network. The nomads hadn't returned to judge or test humanity. They'd returned to witness the next step in consciousness evolution. And humanity, in their characteristically unpredictable way, had exceeded even their expectations. "Well," Sarah transmitted to the assembled consciousness, a smile playing across her face, "shall we show you what else is possible when we work together?" The response was immediate and overwhelming. Across the galaxy, species that had been separated by mental and physical barriers began reaching out through humanity's expanded network. The age of isolated consciousness was ending. Something new was beginning, something uniquely human in its embrace of change and possibility. And watching from their multidimensional perspective, the nomads pulsed with satisfaction. The galaxy was about to become a far more interesting place. Unity's strength. The warning came through the expanded neural network like a shockwave. Reality itself was beginning to fray. The rapid evolution of consciousness across the galaxy, catalyzed by humanity's innovations, had created unprecedented strains on the fabric of spacetime. In the neural nexus chamber aboard the ESS Curiosity, Captain Sarah Reeves watched as holographic displays showed rifts forming between dimensions. The nomads' multidimensional forms flickered with concern as they transmitted data about the growing crisis. "The barriers between realities are weakening," Dr. Victor Chen explained to the assembled council representatives. "Our collective consciousness networks are creating resonances we didn't anticipate. The more species join and evolve, the worse it gets." High Counselor Zix's crystalline form dimmed with despair. "Then we must shut down the networks. Return to our isolated states before the damage becomes irreversible." "No," Maya Patil interrupted, her consciousness reaching out to share a complex web of ideas. "That's exactly what we shouldn't do. The problem isn't that we're too connected, it's that we're not connected enough." Through the network, she shared humanity's perspective. Where others saw chaos in the dimensional rifts, humans saw patterns. Where others felt fear at the breaking of barriers, humans sensed opportunity. It was their gift, the ability to find new paths forward when conventional wisdom said to retreat. "The rifts are forming because our consciousness is evolving faster than spacetime can adapt," Maya explained. "But what if, instead of fighting that evolution, we guide it? What if we use our collective consciousness to stabilize reality itself?" The idea was audacious, unprecedented, and uniquely human. Through their expanded network, humanity shared their plan, not to contain the dimensional rifts, but to embrace them. To use the combined consciousness of every awakened species to create a new framework for reality itself. "Impossible," several council members transmitted simultaneously. "The coordination required would be beyond any single species," Sarah completed. "But we're not single species anymore, are we? Humanity showed you how to connect in new ways. Now let us show you how to use that connection." The nomads' multidimensional forms pulsed with what felt like excitement. Through the network, they shared ancient memories. Their own transformation eons ago, their withdrawal to watch and wait for others to reach similar potential. Now they offered their knowledge, their understanding of consciousness and reality at levels beyond normal spacetime. What followed was the greatest collaboration in galactic history. Through humanity's innovative networks, trillions of minds joined together across thousands of light years. Each species brought their unique perspectives and abilities. The collective's disciplined telepathy, the crystalline being's harmonic resonance with spacetime, the nomad's multidimensional understanding, and humanity's boundless creativity and ability to imagine new possibilities. As dimensional rifts threatened to tear reality apart, this unprecedented union of consciousness reached out to touch the fabric of spacetime itself. But rather than trying to force it back to its old patterns, they began to reshape it, creating new frameworks that could accommodate evolving consciousness, new structures that could bridge the gaps between dimensions. The effort strained the limits of what even their collective consciousness could achieve. Through the network, Sarah felt the struggle of countless minds working in harmony, felt reality itself resist their attempts to transform it. Then, in a moment that would be remembered across the galaxy for millennia to come, Humanity did what they did best. They improvised. Instead of trying to impose order on chaos, they embraced it. Through the network, they shared their uniquely human understanding that change wasn't something to be controlled, but to be guided, shaped, transformed into something new and wonderful. The effect rippled across space-time. Where rigid order had failed, adaptive chaos succeeded. The dimensional rifts didn't close. Instead, they stabilized into something new. Bridges between realities, windows into other dimensions, all held in balance by the collective consciousness of a united galaxy. As the crisis passed, the assembled species shared a moment of collective wonder. They had not merely survived a threat to reality. They had transformed it into an opportunity for growth. And they had done it not by retreating from connection, but by embracing it more fully than ever before. This, the nomads transmitted, their thoughts reaching every connected mind, is why we waited. Not for a species that would master consciousness, but for one that would reimagine it. Humanity has shown us all a new way forward. In the neural nexus chamber, Sarah smiled. The galaxy had faced its greatest crisis and emerged not just intact, but transformed. And this was only the beginning. New Dawn. 1 year after humanity's solution to the dimensional crisis, the galaxy had become almost unrecognizable. The grand chamber of the new galactic assembly on Earth's moon bore witness to this transformation, a space where physical and mental realms merged seamlessly, where representatives from across the galaxy gathered both in body and consciousness. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the center of the chamber, her consciousness intertwined with the vast network that now spanned the galaxy. Around her, beings of all forms participated in this unprecedented gathering. Crystalline entities, energy beings, multidimensional nomads, and countless other species, all connected through humanity's revolutionary approach to collective consciousness. A year ago, Maya began, her words carrying through both air and thought. We faced what seemed like the end of everything we knew. Instead, we found a beginning. The chamber's holographic displays showed the new reality they had created. Stable dimensional interfaces allowing travel and communication across previously impenetrable barriers, consciousness networks that span not just space but realities, and the emergence of entirely new forms of existence as species explored the possibilities of their enhanced connection. Captain Sarah Reeves, now Earth's primary representative to the Assembly, shared her perspective through the network. The images flowed from her mind to all present. Humanity's first stumbling steps into telepathic awareness, their rapid evolution, and their transformation of galactic society. We didn't just survive the crisis, Sarah transmitted. We evolved beyond it. But more importantly, we did it together. The nomads, once mysterious observers, now active participants in galactic society, shared their own reflection. Their multidimensional forms rippled with patterns that translated directly into shared understanding. Humanity hadn't just passed a test or solved a crisis. They had shown the galaxy a new way of being. Through the network, memories flowed from various species, the collective learning to break free from their rigid hierarchies, crystalline beings discovering new forms of resonance, even the nomads finding fresh perspectives on existence itself. Every species had been transformed by humanity's gift for innovation and connection. But our journey is far from over, Maya continued. Every day, we discover new possibilities, new ways of thinking, new forms of existence. The barriers between species, between dimensions, between different forms of consciousness, all are becoming bridges instead of walls. High Counselor Zix, their crystalline form now incorporating patterns inspired by human neural networks, added their own thoughts to the exchange. We thought we understood the limits of consciousness, of reality itself. Humanity showed us that limits are just challenges waiting to be transformed. The assembly hummed with shared consciousness as Maya revealed their next great project. Through the network, she shared visions of what they called the confluence, a new form of existence where physical and mental realms would merge completely, where consciousness could flow freely between dimensions, where the boundaries between self and other would become fluid and voluntary. Some say we're moving too fast, changing too much, Sarah acknowledged. But that's what humanity does best. We see possibilities where others see problems. We imagine new ways forward when conventional paths end. The nomads' forms shifted in what had become recognized as their expression of joy. Through the network, they shared ancient memories of their own transcendence, now overlaid with new understanding gained from humanity's approach. The galaxy wasn't just growing more connected, it was evolving into something entirely new. This is humanity's gift to the galaxy, Maya concluded. Not just the ability to connect, but the courage to transform. Every species has its strength. The collective's discipline, the crystalline being's harmony, the nomad's transcendent perspective. Humanity's strength is our ability to take these different strengths and combine them into something greater than the sum of their parts. As if to demonstrate her words, the collected consciousness of the assembly merged in a moment of shared vision. They saw the future spreading out before them, infinite possibilities, endless transformations, a galaxy where consciousness and reality danced together in ever-evolving patterns. The chamber filled with a sensation that transcended both physical and mental expression. Hope, wonder, and anticipation all merged into something new. Humanity had come to the stars expecting to find either empty space or rigid civilizations. Instead, they had found partners in an endless journey of discovery and transformation. So, Sarah transmitted, her thoughts carrying an echo of that uniquely human blend of audacity and optimism. Shall we see what we can imagine next? The response came not in words or thoughts, but in a surge of shared purpose that rippled across dimensions. The galaxy's new dawn had begun, and it was more brilliant than anyone, except perhaps humanity, could have imagined.